Assalamu alaikum. May I first of all extend my gratitude to Islamic Society of North America, Dr. Sayyid Imtiaz in particular, for providing me the opportunity to interact with such a wonderful audience. Before coming over directly to the issue of Kashmir, let me underline the fact that as far as my study of various religions is concerned, I cannot find one without an outright agreement on following four fundamental principles, which are believed to be observed by even those who do not believe in any religion at all. Number one, the rule of universal brotherhood. That entire human race is one family. Bible says, and hath made of one blood all nations of men to dwell on all the face of the earth. The Quran says, if anyone killed a person not in retaliation to a murder or spread mischief in the land, it would be as if he has killed the whole mankind. And if anyone saved one life, it would be as if he has saved the life of whole mankind. Hindus also believe that the whole world is one family by their philosophy of one divine spirit, Paramatma, the super soul known as the Supreme Lord, who, according to their faith, resides in the hearts of all living beings as witnesses. And communists also claim that the brotherhood of men is no mere phrase with communist artisans, but a fact of life. Rule number two, the rule of respect. That freedom and dignity are the birthrights of every human being. The Bible says there is no distinction between Greek and Jew, circumcised and uncircumcised, barbarian, Scythian, slave and free man, but Christ is all and in all. And Quran says, surely those who are Muslims and those who are Jews and those who are Christians and those who are Sabians, whoever believes in God and the last day and does good, they will have their reward with their Lord, and there shall be no fear for them, nor shall they grieve. And as per Hinduism, two of the five possessions or individual virtues are absence of anger and intolerance, akrodha, and compassion or fellow feeling, adroha. Whereas according to communists, history calls those men the greatest who have ennobled themselves by working for common good. Number three, rule of law, that justice has to be the order of the day. The Holy Bible says, you shall not show partiality in judgment. You shall hear the small and great alike. The glorious Quran says, oh, you who believe, stand out firmly for justice as witnesses to Allah, even though it be against you, or your parents, or your kin, be he rich or poor. Allah is better protector to both, so follow not the lusts of your hearts, lest you may avoid justice, and if you distort your witness or refuse to give it, verily Allah is ever acquainted with what you do. Number four, the rule of merit, that everyone must get what they deserve. In Bible, Jesus says, my reward is with me, to give to each one according to merits of his deed. Quran reveals man can have nothing but what he does. Gita underlines, indeed for a warrior, there is no better engagement than fighting for upholding righteousness. And the communists refer to it as transition from realm of necessity to the realm of freedom. So let's set aside the notion that issue of Kashmir stems from a religious conflict. In fact, it is a battle between oppression and freedom, wherein religions have been manipulated as political tools by those in authority. The issue of Kashmir was left unresolved on purpose for three key considerations. As far as I can see from the landscape of 50 years of history that I witnessed with my own eyes, as columnist, as analyst, as student of history and political science, and a resident of the same unfortunate state. The first consideration was to create a market for war machines worth trillions of US dollars. The second was to gain control over the invaluable natural resource of the area. And third was to reduce the probability of a regional economic alliance to challenge the existing economic hegemony. India and Pakistan both call Kashmir as their integral part. To farmer, it is a toot-ang, the compulsory segment of the very existence. And to later it is sharag, the jugular vein. So it became a territorial dispute between the two countries, whereas it initially was an issue of admissibility of the right of self-determination as enshrined in UN Charter. It was in fact because of the admissibility of the same right that India and Pakistan were created in the first place. The same right has been denied to the people of Kashmir. Kashmir was never a part of British India. It was one out of more than 500 princely states under the British rule, and as per the partition plan, Kashmiris were given the right to either join India or to join Pakistan or to remain independent. Maharaja, who was a Hindu, the ruler of Kashmir, he wanted to remain independent. So he offered to sign a standstill agreement with India, to which India refused, and the standstill agreement was signed between Kashmir and Pakistan. Very few people know this. As we conclude, let us expand our worldview and re-examine the global issues with a deeper understanding. Let us strive to safeguard our planet. Let us deal with the issues like climate change and global warming, if not for ourselves, for our generations to come. Together, let us work towards a more inclusive and sustainable world for generations to come. I thank you all.